Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Hope you had a great weekend. Happy Monday to you all. The Cowboys and Eagles faced off Sunday afternoon in a clash of two NFC division rivals. It was a great game. So many stars on both sides of the field, narrative surrounding what was billed as the biggest game of the year. Everyone was so hyped up for this game. It was so much anticipation. I was excited for this game. Certainly the biggest game of week 9. No question about it. This is an annual must watch game for fans of both sides. Everyone was ready for this game. The stakes were as high as ever with the Eagles and Cowboys meeting in this NFC East rivalry game. Man, and let me tell you, what a game. Two teams at the top of the division. The battle for the NFC East it lived up to the hype. It lived up to the hype. All week we talked about this matchup. All week long we've been drooling to see this much anticipated NFC bout. It's a matchup we've been salivating over for a week now. The last 2 minutes, I'm sure, was a heart attack for all Eagles fans out there. I know people were biting their nails. It was, look, folks, it was one of the craziest and wildest football games I've watched in a while, okay? It was one hell of a game. It was a great game. Certainly one of the greatest games I've ever watched. This game showed how vital defense is to having any success in this league. Crazy finish. I thought both teams performed very well. Philly fans' hearts were pounding. But the Eagles, you know what? They flew to victory. They came away with the win. The end result wasn't what the Dallas Cowboys hoped for. But this was an instant classic. What a very close game. What a very good game. And when you think about it and think back to this game, the Cowboys showed once again that they can keep up with top tier teams. They showed that yesterday. If there was ever an opportunity for the Cowboys to go on the road and steal a game away from the Eagles, this was it, right? This is the game that they should have won. But come on, y'all. Give credit where credit is due. Dak Prescott showed up and showed out. Masterful once again. He has been playing top-level football. He has looked like a Super Bowl winning quarterback, although he doesn't have that on his resume. Dak's remarkable performance in Philadelphia was marred by a late step out of bounds. And because of that mistake, on their final 2 drives, the Cowboys needed a touchdown to win instead of only a field goal to tie. Great effort from the Dallas Cowboys. Overall, I thought Dak Prescott played pretty well in this game. Lots of good stuff, but the Cowboys fell short in a 28-23 loss to the Eagles. It's really a testament to what Dak Prescott is capable of being and what he can do with the weapons around him. And I feel like when the Cowboys play up to their standards, they are the team to beat. They just fell short yesterday. His go-to receiver, CeeDee Lamb, was on top of his game, displayed incredible awareness and anticipation, and was making plays. But see, the Cowboys got away from Jake Ferguson. I'll talk about that in a minute as well. But CeeDee Lamb recorded his 3rd game with 10 receptions and 150 receiving yards, tying Michael Irvin for the most in Cowboys history. Best slot wide receiver. Both sides played physical. Still, the Cowboys lost. But still, overall, it was a solid effort as the Cowboys showed up and showed out on the road. It was an impressive fight shown by the Dallas Cowboys against the Eagles. And I like what I saw from the Dallas Cowboys. But when I look at it, the O-line wasn't effective in pass protection. It wasn't up for the task in stonewalling the Eagles' pass rushers. That's where the Eagles are most dangerous. That's where the Eagles are really good. That's one of their greatest strengths. A lot of versatility up front. And the Eagles can swarm a quarterback and get to the quarterback. And they got after Dak on a few plays. Dak shouldn't have been getting sacked like that. And this team beats itself with those damn penalties. They get penalized too much. They came up just a tad short. No moral victories. Dak said that after the game. They were inches from winning this game. Inches from winning this game. But as we all know, football is a game of inches, right? On the Cowboys' second to last drive, the Eagles got a couple of huge sacks from Brandon Graham and Jalen Carter. And, were able to get a turnover on downs with just about, I think it was 1:17 left in the game. Then after the Eagles had their third straight 3 and out in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys got the ball back at their own 14-yard line. They were down 5 points thanks to a failed 2-point conversion with 46 seconds left to go. But what we've learned from this game is that Dak Prescott can show up in championship moments. This was Prescott's best game of the season. Love him or hate him. I mean, he also had his biggest mistake, yes. He stepped out of bounds on that play. But, the Cowboys quarterback kept plays alive with his legs and used his arm to throw for 374 yards and 3 touchdowns. This is a game you wanted to win because Dak Prescott cannot play better than that, right? That's the best he will ever play. I'm really impressed by how hard the team fought. A little more cleaning up is all they need to win. I still think they need a premier running back and not be one-dimensional. I think they're too one-dimensional. Tony Pollard, not to take anything away from him, is not an every down guy. Great complimentary piece, but not what Zeke was. Defense needs to tighten up. There were times that there were too many wide receivers open. Too many wide open receivers. The middle is soft. You saw that yesterday. But every time we watch a Cowboys game, the question is always, can Dak Prescott show us he's the quarterback to take the Dallas Cowboys to the top? And sure enough, he showed us on Sunday. He showed that on Sunday. What we saw from him on Sunday is standing across from another elite quarterback. You can outduel him. You can outplay him. And in all likelihood, you can meet him on the biggest stage in January. I think we might see this matchup again in the NFC Championship game. This is what we've been waiting on from Dak. We've been waiting for him to finally come out of his shell and show up. The last couple of weeks, Dak Prescott has played out of his mind. You almost feel like you're going to get a monumental fall. Instead, this time you got a monumental effort. We're not sitting here this morning lamenting missed opportunities, miscues that normally lead to a late loss. But there were times in this game that Dallas hurt themselves too much with, play clock situations, clock management. You had the delay of game, just a few mistakes here and there, and that all falls on coaching, And why did you get away from Jake Ferguson? I mentioned that earlier in this video. When you see CeeDee Lamb getting double teamed, don't try to force throws into tight windows. Stay with the game plan. Continue to you know, find Ferguson. Ferguson, I felt like he was open multiple times, and Dak Prescott didn't throw in his direction. He missed them a few times. You gotta keep going with what's working for you. You gotta stick to the game plan. And the Eagles had a lot of penalties, and the Dallas Cowboys, they couldn't capitalize on those mistakes that the Eagles were making. And if you're a championship team, you got to be able to capitalize on those mistakes. The Cowboys still got a few things to overcome if they want to be a Super Bowl contending team. It's going to take some time. But what we saw from Dak yesterday, that was his best performance clearly. The Cowboys fought to the very end. They gave it their all. They just fell a bit short, and the Eagles come away with the win. But I can't wait to see this matchup again. I think we're going to get this matchup again in the NFC title game. Talk to you guys very soon. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You guys hear my baby in the background crying. I'm about to go inside and see what's going on. You guys can hear her probably in the background. But I'll talk to you guys very soon. You guys enjoy your Monday. Have a great day, everyone.